We are the Force. We are San Diego.
Well, certainly no day at the beach yesterday for the San Diego Padres, losing 8-5 at the hands of the Arizona Diamondbacks and snapping a 7-game winning streak against Arizona. They'll try to right things here today on Military Family Appreciation Day as the Padres and the Diamondbacks battle it out here in the final game of this 3-game series. A win, and the Padres will take it from Arizona. As we welcome you into the broadcast booth, Andy Mazer in for Dick Enberg along with Mark Grant. And yesterday, it was the Arizona Diamondbacks using their bats and hitting some long balls. So they've been hitting the ball with regularity over the last 5 games.
And it seems like the venue in Arizona is where always the home runs are hit and the hits, but not the case the other day here in San Diego. The last 5 games, .320 average. And when you look at these Arizona hitters capitalizing on the mistakes, they're not missing the mistakes. You hang a breaking ball in the zone to Jason Kubel, and you are going to pay. That is the one common thread, hitting the mistakes in the Padre pitchers. And they're going to have to make an adjustment because you know what? The Diamondback hitters have made that adjustment, and they make it hurt.
Well, Andrew Warner is going to go out there and try to calm those bats down. He's been very good, a great story, and very good in his early big league career.
Andrew Warner has this in his mind. I've got nothing to lose. I pitched independent ball. This is a great opportunity for me. Why should I be scared? I'm going to go right after these guys with the best stuff that I know how. What is that with? Locating the fastball down and away, throwing the changeup with regularity, throwing the breaking ball behind in the count, and then you see the numbers 1-1 and ICRA 3 starts this season. You got a pretty good feeling when Andrew Warner is on the mound, and today the Padres can take the series with a W.
Absolutely. A battle of young left-handers. Andrew Warner for the San Diego Padres. Patrick Corbin going for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Coming up, the Padres try to take the series from the Snakes. Final game coming up. Padres and Diamondbacks. You will see it next. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And good Sunday afternoon as Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks getting ready to finish this series. Final game. Padres can take the series with a victory. It is Military Family Appreciation Day, and some lucky families were able to go out on the field and meet some Padre players. They're doing that as we speak. What a great tradition that the Padres have here on Sundays.
That is so awesome. I mean, not only to the men and women in the military, but also for the members of their family, getting to stand and be up close and personal with the big leaguers. A nice gesture. And thank you to all the men and women serving in our military. We really appreciate that.
Amen. And a good chance for the players to meet some of those families as well and express their gratitude for their service. I know that every Padre player in that clubhouse certainly does appreciate that. They know it wearing those camouflage jerseys. Kirk Gibson, manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, will send out this lineup here this afternoon against the Padres in the final game of the series. Adam Eaton will be in center field. Aaron Hill, the second baseman. Jason Kubel will bat third in left field. A couple of home runs yesterday. Paul Goldschmidt, the cleanup man at first base. Justin Upton's in right field. Miguel Montero will catch and hit sixth. Chris Johnson at third base, batting seventh. John McDonald will be at the shortstop position today and bat eighth. Patrick Corbin on the mound, and they'll all face the young left-hander Andrew Warner.
Oh, what a great story for the Padres. Padres are lucky to have him in that uniform. Being left-handed, not overpowering, but the numbers speak for themselves. Opponents only hitting .203, Andy. He's doing a great job in the short time that he's been in the big leagues. 5 walks in 18 innings. You know, he's a strike thrower. He's got a great idea, and he will add and subtract with the best of them.
Hard not to root for a kid that a couple of years ago was pitching in the independent leagues. Had to borrow some money from dear old dad to get down to a Padres tryout. And was lucky enough to be signed and then come through the ranks, and here he is.
How about receiving that first big league paycheck and then also going on the road and receiving that envelope full of big league meal money? Welcome to the big leagues, Andrew.
Absolutely. Some scattered clouds in the area here today. Mostly cloudy, 77 degrees here at game time. A wind out of the west at 10 miles an hour. There were a couple sprinkles here earlier today. But hopefully we will stay dry, and those folks out there on the beach and out there at the park will be able to enjoy a big league baseball game today.
Speaking of sprinkles, I had plenty of sprinkles on my yogurt.
Yes, you did.
After my nice breakfast up here in the press box. Take a look at the umpires.
Laz Diaz is jealous of that. He's behind home plate. Tim Welke at first. Paul Schreiber, the umpire at second base, and Mike Everett making the calls at third base. And we're ready for some big league baseball.
Ready to talk some ball, Andy?
Ready, as always. So Adam Eaton, 3 for 5 in yesterday's ball game, has 4 hits in the series. We'll take strike one, and we're underway. So Eaton has hit in all 4 of his big league games. Padres trying to keep him off the base paths. Another big curve there from Warner. Eaton was on 3 times yesterday. And of course, he had that slide into second base to try to break up a double play that wound up spiking Logan Forsythe. Chatted with manager Buddy Black about that before the game. I'll give you his insight. That pitch was fouled sharply to the on deck circle near the third base side. Forsythe didn't seem to have a whole bunch of issue with it yesterday.
Yeah.
And Buddy Black said it was not like the kid at the plate now, Adam Eaton, came in jumping rather than trying to slide into the bag. Sometimes when you slide in the bag, he said, your feet get moved because of the way you hit the ground. And they didn't really feel that there was a whole lot of extra intent. In the old days, guys used to kind of jump into the player there instead of trying to go to slide into the bag, and that would have been a different story.
Yeah.
But of course, we were wondering that after the fact last night. And it's 2-2.
There's nothing wrong with a hard slide. I mean, we talked about Justin Upton sliding into second base the night prior to that. And it was a good, hard, clean slide. You go into second base, you roll, you try to break it up. And middle infielders expect that as well.
Nice pick there by Jesus Guzman, racing to the bag and winning that race for round number 1. Let's meet the rest of the Padres defense here this afternoon. As Carlos Quentin will be back in the lineup in left, Cameron Maybin in center, Kristen Orfie in right, Headley, Perino, Forsythe, Guzman around the horn, third to first, and John Baker catching Andrew Warner. Good to see Carlos Quentin back in the lineup.
Couple of days on the shelf, making sure that knee is okay.
And Andy Perino making the start at shortstop today, giving Everett Cabrera the day off.
Got to use the whole roster, Andy.
Yes, you do. I've heard that somewhere. It's one of manager Bud Black's favorite catchphrases, if you will. But he knows the importance, and he jokes a lot about it, but yet he's very good at doing it. Here's Aaron Hill with a homer yesterday. And even count now, 1-1.
See, that's the one thing that impresses me about Andrew Warner. He misses with a fastball low, ball one. He comes right back with a changeup for a strike.
Kind of pitching beyond his years a little bit. Noticed also that in the 3 previous starts, John Baker has been his catcher.
Yep.
He's also his catcher here today.
I think that's a good move. A veteran catcher for a young kid.
Just to kind of keep him on the beam. There's Jason Kubel, who had a couple of home runs, 2 of the 4 that the Diamondbacks hit yesterday. He waits on deck. And there is ball 4. So man aboard here with 1:08. Time now for our Lexus keys to the game, Bud.
Well, the big 3, Hill, Kubel, Upton. They come up yesterday into the game. They were combined 14 for 77. It's a 181 clip. They went 7 for 14. 4 home runs. Not an easy task. So Warner's got to contain those guys. 9 on the 9th. This is September 9th. Christian Northey rides an 8-game hitting streak, hitting .370 during the streak. .448 against the D-backs. So let's look to Dino to help. Hey, come on now. Wake up call. Come on, Dino. We're banking on you now, kid. So it's going to take Christian Orvia and a host of Padres to try to win this game and take the series.
So Warner has missed on the last few. Long look in to John Baker. There's a good located strike. Fastball, 1-1. Here in the background, the Marines yelling in harmony there with their drill sergeant. Marine recruits always with us on Sundays in their right field upper deck.
Love it.
It's a great shot. That's a great shot right there as well. 1-2.
Yeah, a little changeup down and away. Seems like Warner has the ability to locate that changeup. Some pitchers just throw it. Hopefully they'll get it around the zone or down in the zone for a swinging strike. But it looks like Andrew Warner's got a pretty good idea in and out with that pitch.
Kid out of Peoria, Illinois.
You can see by our Fox tracks, brought to you by my good friends at Southland Technology, trying to pepper that outside corner against Jason Kubel.
Second of the home runs yesterday by Kubel, his 29th. That is a new career high.
Oh, nice
Great block indeed. John Baker shifting to his left, keeping that ball right in front of him.
And right in the middle of the chest protector, doing a good job moving laterally to his left.
He should be good at that. He lent us his expertise earlier this season on one of the instructionals, how to block the baseball in the dirt. That was textbook right there.
I'm still hoping next road trip it's tuxedo, top hat, and monocle, and a cane. I hope that's the case.
He did have that one trend going earlier in a road trip with the Ascots and all that.
He and Carlos Quentin.
Carlos Quentin were doing that, yeah.
Early in the year, went a little Thurston Howell III on us.
Exactly.
If you're going to wear the ascot, you got to wear the captain's hat.
Oh, of course.
Hoi polloi.
Swing and a miss. There's strike 3, 2 away. Nice pitch there by Andrew Warner.
Taking the sting out of the bat. Remember I mentioned that in the pregame show about Andrew Warner? Well, he did just that. Bad looking hack from Jason Kubel on that breaking ball.
So here's Goldschmidt. And that curve drops right in. Goldschmidt with a hit yesterday. Only pinch hit in the first game of the series, was under the weather.
You know, Andy, speaking about the weather today at game time, first pitch 77.
Right.
A little bit more humidity in the air. It's going to be interesting to see if the ball will travel as well as if it were just a regular day here with low humidity.
Some pretty angry looking clouds out there over the right field stands. There goes the runner. Baker's throw is on the bag, and it hit the runner and bounced into center field. Hill up and moving to third. So the Diamondbacks with the runner now at third base with 2 outs.
The lefty Warner, as soon as he kicks, Aaron Hill is off and running. That ball leaks. It's almost like John Baker throwing a sinker down to second base. Let's see where it gets him. Oh, it's off the glove. It's off the glove of Forsythe, it looks like. And that's going to be ruled an E2. Stolen base E2 if you're scoring at home.
13th steal for Hill. Good block again by John Baker on that ball with a man at third base. John, a perfectionist. Good guy to talk to off the field. Sure, kind of kicking himself there. But it should be inconsequential. Carino will throw out Goldschmidt, and the inning is over. So the Diamondbacks strand a man at third. They do not score. Park in downtown San Diego. You see that cloud cover overhead, but it's been sunny days for Chris Denorfia, especially against these Diamondbacks. He will lead off. He'll be in right field. Logan Forsythe batting second. Chase Headley will hit third. Carlos Quentin back in the lineup in the cleanup spot in left field. Jesus Guzman at first base. Cameron Maben in center. Andy Perino the shortstop. John Baker catching and batting eighth. And Andrew Werner on the mound against a young left-hander for Arizona by the name of Patrick Corbin.
Well, Corbin, the high ERA over 4. You know, the strikeouts, almost a strikeout per innings pitch, but opponents hitting 260 off the left-hander. As we mentioned earlier, Chris Denorfia hitting well against the Arizona Diamondbacks and lefties this year. Leading off hitting 340 off southpaws.
As we mentioned before, Chris Denorfia signing a 2-year extension. That final game, just before the final game in L.A. Knows his role. He is a table setter. He's got to get on base. Season numbers at 297, 6 homers, 31 runs batted in. 2 for 4 yesterday, 4 for 7 in this series. And it starts off with a hard hit ball to short. McDonald with a long throw, and it's dug out nicely by Goldschmidt, and they get Chris Denorfia. 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up another hot hitter against left-handers, Logan Forsythe. How about that deal that was consummated between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Angels? That was at the trade deadline in 2010. Joe Saunders, Tyler Skaggs, Rafael Rodriguez, along with Corbin, came from the Angels in exchange for right-handed pitcher Dan Herron.
Good acquisitions for the Snakes.
Yeah, we saw Skaggs yesterday. We were supposed to see Saunders that last trip through, but he was dealt to the Orioles.
Well, Corbin tops out about 92 on the fastball. He's going to live around 90, 91.
They mentioned, folks, that we are having some technical difficulties in our master control, and I know you're seeing some pictures that maybe we're not talking about. That the Arizona feed is coming your way on the picture, at least, and we're working to correct that. Just want you to know we're aware of it. The pitch lifted in the air to right, and Upton fights the sun and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now, even though that was a routine fly ball to deep right field, Logan Forsythe was running around first base with some aggression.
So that'll bring up Chase Headley. All right, chopper. That's handled by Johnson. Third baseman retires the other. And the Padres go in order. 1, 2, 3 here in the first. We are scoreless after 1. For Arizona, he hit a tremendous home run last night.
Oh, this ball just jumped off his bat with some authority, going up above to where people usually sit. Not during the ball game, but they've got some monuments out there with some Padre history on it. Talking about players and stuff like that. And he hit it up above that, near the batter's eye.
And it was a line shot just to the left of that batter's eye, the shrubbery you see out there. Yeah. Is that shrubbery? Is that the best way to put it? Shrubbery? It's well manicured shrubbery out there in the center field area. Upton will take outside, evens the count, 1-1. But a talented player. And there have been all sorts of rumors about him now too with Arizona and trades. Good breaking ball right there by Warner. Goes to the changeup. 1-2 the count, and Werner ready to go. Backed him off.
That's another thing Werner will do. He'll move the feet of the hitter. He's not afraid to throw it inside. Announce his presence of authority.
Don't think me, just throw.
Right. Just throw to the glove.
And he threw to the glove, and a swing and a miss on the changeup. And that is out number 1. Second strikeout for Andrew Werner.
Good arm action. And remember I mentioned how he can locate it? That's a changeup. Down and away, exactly where he wanted it. Perfectly placed, nicely done, Andrew Werner.
So we're scoreless here in the second inning, and the batter Miguel Montero leads all National League catchers in innings caught. Very durable.
Talk about a tough gig.
Ooh. And a high strike.
Catching 135, 140 games, maybe more. Have to deal with the heat, humidity, have to deal with slumps at the plate.
And there's a base hit to right. So Montero, second base runner for the Diamondbacks. 1 out runner here in the second.
Well, he's always had a sweet looking swing. Nice load up, very simple. Really not a lot of movement. Some serious topspin as well on that one.
I would have to think, though, you were talking about just dealing with slumps at the plate and taking it behind you. I'm sure that guy, Don Baylor, was able to work with him on a few times, but you know, to catch and be in every minute of every game as a catcher, trying to call a game and then just try to put that other at bat out of your mind. It's got to be difficult.
Some catchers fall into the category also. If they're having a difficult time hitting a certain pitch, they'll fall in love with calling that pitch because they can't hit it. Seriously.
If I can't hit it, he can't hit it.
Yeah.
And that's going to sneak into left for a base hit. So the Diamondbacks have a couple of men on here with 1 out in the second inning. And John McDonald will come up.
Well, Montero's ball was hit hard to the right side, but Chris Johnson finds it on the left side. The main thing is 2 knocks, but Andrew Werner has kept the ball down. They've been on the ground, and that's a good sign. Just stay right where you're at.
So Johnson aboard at first. Montero at second, and John McDonald to the plate. Believe this or not, last night when the Diamondbacks scored 8 runs, they were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. It was all about the homer. Donald did not play yesterday. Started in game 1, went 0 for 4. Takes a strike. McDonald and Hill were both acquired from Toronto a couple of years ago. Count evens now to 1-strike. John McDonald. Look at where the defense is playing. Big gap in left center. To Forsythe. Carino at second. Return is in time. Nicely turned by the Padres. 4-6-3 on that hard hit smash. And Werner escapes difficulty. Still no score to the bottom of the second. Reasonably cloudy around these parts. And the scoreless game here goes to the bottom of the second inning. After Corbin going through his warm-up tosses here. Getting ready to face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters as Carlos Quentin making his first appearance in the series.
That was a sweet double play last half inning.
Not bad at all. Hard hit ball.
Yeah, and you know what? Andrew Werner gave up those 2 singles. They were on the ground, and what did he do? He stuck to his game plan. He stayed down in the zone. Sure, it was a hard hit ball, but it was right at Logan Forsythe to turn the double play.
A little delay here. Chris Johnson wanted to have a trainer take a look at his hand. He's right hand right around that ring finger. Not sure if something happened when he tried to slide into the bag at second. Finally, that double play.
Now, see, if I was commissioner, pitcher was just about to pitch, right? You have to play that half inning without a third baseman.
Another reason why you are not commissioner of baseball. Good thought, though. Talking about speeding up the game, right?
Yeah.
Well, Johnson's still checking out that hand. And on the chalk line, a fair ball into the corner. Carlos Quentin will trot into second base with a leadoff double. So Quentin with his 21st double of the year. And a runner in scoring position immediately here for the San Diego Padres.
That ball was rocketed down the left field line, as you mentioned, Andy. It looked like it kicked up some chalk there, some paint. That left field line, great way to start this second inning.
Guzman came through yesterday. First inning, 2-run double. And he'll take low. Guzman getting some starts. Obviously was spelling Quentin in left, and now with a tough lefty on the mound, giving Yonder Alonso the day. Corbin missing low again. Little change up there. Out in front was Guzman.
About a 10-mile-an-hour difference on that changeup from Corbin's fastball at 90 and 91. That changeup at 80. But good late movement.
Reno stretching it out, getting ready for his plate appearance. Play. We got into this discussion yesterday with Buddy Black before the game too about Cashner with the use of all the changeups that he had. And what's the ideal differential?
I would say 12 to 13 miles an hour, maybe 14.
Okay.
You know, if it gets to be closer, under 10 miles an hour, there's still a chance for, I believe, a hitter can react to it and still do some damage with it. I've always been told around 12 to 14 miles an hour, okay, give or take.
There was something else interesting that Buddy brought up too, because the fastball from Cashner was coming out 92, 93, and the changeup was 82, 83, around that same realm. And Buddy said, well, when his changeup and his fastball are at a higher miles per hour, it's the same. The ball's coming out of his hand the same way. It was hard for him to explain because when Cash is throwing 97-mile-an-hour fastballs, the changeup comes out about 86, 87. And now automatically when he's throwing 92-mile-an-hour fastballs, the changeup's coming out 82, 83.
Correct. Right.
It's kind of an amazing thing of just the way your arm works.
It's all relative.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Right?
Foul out of play. Taking a look at the Bud Black's lineup here today, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. DeNorfia leading off, Forsythe batting second, Headley at third base, Quentin in left, Guzman at first, Maben in center, Perino at short, Baker catching, and Andrew Werner is on the mound. Here now in the middle of that order with Jesus Guzman batting and Carlos Quentin at second base. Good job to check that swing and take ball 4. That's a tough pitch.
You know, Guzman last night, he took some close pitches, was very disciplined at the plate, and he's carrying that over to this afternoon. Nice plate appearance right there by Jesus.
And Cameron Maben will come to the plate. Goldschmidt over to have a word or two with Patrick Corbin. Maben with a hit last night, his only one in the series so far.
Well, let's see if Patrick Corbin looks at runner at second base. Talked about that last night with Wade Miley on the mound from the Diamondbacks.
Padres pulling off a double steal yesterday.
Only one looked him there.
Kind of a different situation, I would think, in this case too, with Quentin running, and where Johnson's playing at third base a little bit more even with the bag. Yesterday he was he was in the back of the bag. But still, like you pointed out yesterday, good to file away. There's a base hit to left field. Quentin's going to turn third. He's going to score easily. Heading over to third base now is Guzman. He will stand on a double by Cameron Maben. Padres strike first and lead 1-0.
Oh, spinning on that pitch on the inside part of the plate. Couple of balls rocketed in this inning. Quentin, now Maben. And Carlos Quentin can cruise home easily and take care of that knee, rest a little bit before he takes the field, and the Padres are on the board.
16th double for Maben, RBI number 40. As Quentin scores a run in his return to the lineup.
Taking some good hacks. That's a good sign.
So Andy Perino with a base hit here could possibly get a couple home and almost double his RBI total of the year. He stands at 3. Back up from AAA Tucson, where he was drawing rave reviews from Terry Kennedy, the manager of the Tucson Padres. He bunts.
You know, I was thinking when Andy was coming to the plate, a push bunt to the right side. Goldschmidt playing well off the bag at first base. Hill at second base playing back. Just a nice little push bunt to the right side. I tell you what, even if it's directly towards Goldschmidt at first, I mean, that's going to be a tough race to the bag to beat Perino.
Still the same defensive alignment. And no bunt shown this time.
Yeah, you see that Goldschmidt is there, and he's the first baseman. And then Hill right there. You know, if you push button something right here, oh doctor, in honor of our good friend the Colonel Jerry Coleman, that results in a run.
Fly ball to left. Should be deep enough to get Guzman home. The catch will be made by Krubel. He'll throw toward third. Here comes Maben. He slides in safely, and Guzman crosses home plate. And the Padres lead is now 2-0.
Great baseball being played by the Padres. Perino getting a pitch. It's elevated. Elevated out and over the plate. Nice deep fly ball, but as soon as that ball was hit, how about Maben? Maben getting back to the bag quickly. Now they can score another run on and out, and Kirk Gibson will now bring the infield in.
And here is John Baker, who's been getting it done with runners in scoring position this year in limited time. Getting close to 300 in these situations as the infield is drawn in. You notice that the middle infielders are walking back to their position when that ball came back to the mound. Explain that in a second. Swing and a miss. They'll come behind the mound. We saw that situation happen the other day with Jolie Chassin from Colorado. Ball came back to the mound. He snapped at it, missed it. Ball rolled away, and a run scored from third base. So the middle infielder is getting back there to back the play up.
Yeah. You know what the moral of the story is? Don't snap at the baseball.
Yeah, catch the ball.
Baseball didn't do anything wrong.
Absolutely right. So I love when guys look at the bat, look at the glove.
Yeah.
Yeah. Equipment failure, right. Mark Fidrus would talk to the ball on a routine basis.
Those were the days.
Yeah. Expanding the zone there is Baker. And he is down on strikes. A big second out to bring up Andrew Warner. Well, we were speaking of the Colonel, and don't miss Jerry Coleman Day, presented by Scripps Health on Saturday, September 15th. 5:35 start. Join the Padres in celebrating the legendary baseball and broadcasting career of the Colonel Jerry Coleman. Make sure you're in your seat 30 minutes before the game. The pregame ceremony taking place. Padres and Rockies to follow. Tickets at Padres.com. 619-795-5555. As Warner takes a strike.
Love the Colonel. That's a great picture of him in the cockpit of his plane.
Yes, it is. I was talking to some folks in the know again. We're still kind of unsure as to what the statue is going to look like or where it's going to be, but I was assured that it will represent baseball, broadcasting, and military.
Yep. Awesome.
Which is really good. Warner puts it in play. Sliding stop there by McDonald, and a nice play to get Warner. And the inning has come to an end. But Cameron Maben gets the scoring started with a double down the left field line. Padres add another and lead 2-0.
Diamondbacks. A lot of people are worried about when Houston Street's going to come back. Good news for Padre fans is they had a couple of pitches today around 11:30, but Bud Black said that tomorrow they're going to have like a little simulated game versus some of the players on the Padres to see where he's at, and he'll give us an update on Tuesday or Wednesday to see if Houston Street is right around the corner from getting back on the street and pitching. Fellas?
All right, CS, thank you for that update.
Yeah, CS mentioned simulated game. What that means, folks, is like well before batting practice, Houston Street will get hot and ready to go and go out to the mound as if it's a game situation. They'll have the cage up. Houston will be in game mode and you know, let it all fly. Nothing like real time in a big league ball game because, you know, there's nothing like that. You can't put yourself in that position until you're actually in a big league game. But it's the closest thing for Houston Street to get back out there and see some live hitting and use all of his pitches. And I'm sure they'll even simulate him going over covering first base and, you know, running around covering some bunts as well. So we hope that goes well for Houston.
Well, that seems to be the biggest issue.
Hey, you know, the Colonel is the best right here. But I've got an issue with this guy right here.
Well, who doesn't?
Well, you know what? Look at this. This is not to code. I mean, my goodness. Where's the inspector when you need him? That needs to be looked at because this guy here is responsible, and he's going to have to do some talking.
That's Dave Marcus, of course.
Yeah. Look at that. Looks like a, I don't know.
See, I guarantee he's up there watching football right now and doesn't even know that those wires are even there.
You know what that looks like? It looks like when you go up into the attic and you get your holiday ornaments and you open up the box.
It's a Griswold family Christmas going on up there.
Look at that.
What in the Clark Griswold is going on?
You know, if you listen really closely, in fact, we've got a microphone near those. Sounds like a beehive.
Well, at least the gnome is there, so it's all good. The gnome is keeping an eye on everything. It's like the chief electrician in there.
Yeah, there's the gnome right there.
And the hand sanitizer is a nice touch as well. Just to the left, just in case the gnome goes somewhere you don't want the gnome to go. You got to, you know, sanitize the hands. Third strikeout for Andrew Warner.
You know, these are the matchups I like to see second time around for Andrew Warner.
Close pitch, but a little inside.
You know, the hitters got to see Andrew Warner the first time, and now second time around, see how he approaches leadoff hitter Adam Eaton, who's got some great speed down that first baseline.
Right at the knees with that fastball. Late swing on that one, and a foul into the seats. Adam Eaton, he has come up and hit for these Arizona Diamondbacks, especially with Chris Young kind of dinged up a little bit. He's getting an opportunity to show Kevin Towers and his staff what they may have in this young man. That's what September's about, especially if you're not in the race. Well, the Diamondbacks still think that they're somewhat in it with that second wild card.
Always have to battle like you're in it.
That's the nice thing about both of these managers. I mean, obviously we know what Kirk Gibson was like as a player. Slapped inside the bag at third, and it caroms off the stands. Well, we'll go to play it. It'll be a double for Adam Eaton.
Well, that's a good sign for the Arizona Diamondbacks because Adam Eaton using the whole field and utilizing that speed just inside the pillow. Using the whole field is a big key for any leadoff hitter, and he does a nice job there.
So here is Aaron Hill. He walked and got the third base back in the first inning. Andre scored a pair in the second. Not getting the low strike. The count is 2-0. Black looking on. Andre's first base dugout.
You know, Andy, you're talking about teams that are still in the race and still, you know, fighting for the finish line. Well, you know, you walk in that clubhouse for the Padres, the coaching staff and Bud Black, they're fighting like they're in the race.
Absolutely. 3-0.
You think they're just going to shut it down?
There's no way. That guy, he routinely utters this phrase: the integrity of baseball. And he believes very strongly in that. Not laying down for any contender.
Right. Play each game to win.
Absolutely.
And I know that sounds, who was that?
Herm Edwards. Yeah, you play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
Perfect. You know, San Diego State guy on NFL Sunday.
That's right.
It all fits together, almost like we rehearsed it. There's ball 4, so first and second. Time now for our Sequan Casino Daycation highlight of the game.
Well, it happened back in the first inning with Jason Kubel. He has now come up to play here in the third. And when you look at Andrew Werner, the way he went against the power hitting lefty, everything was away. Soft stuff, a couple of fastballs there missing. There's one he was hoping he could fish for. But just when you think he might throw him a fastball, no. Andrew Werner throws him the changeup, which has the illusion of a fastball, and he gets him swinging for the big punch out.
So Kubel up with 2 on and 1 out, and strike 1 again away.
Yeah, 88-mile-an-hour fastball, pinpoint control.
Well, there go the runners, and Baker can't get the ball out of his glove. It's going to be a double steal. First in the big leagues for Eaton. And number 14 for Hill.
Now, Andrew Werner works quickly on the mound as well. He's got a good, quick tempo, right? Well, he one-looked him right there. Takes the double play out. Now he's got some work to do.
Sweeping curve is outside. Sometimes strikeouts are overrated, but you could certainly use one right here.
I was just about to say that before that double steal, you know, the ground ball, the double play. Well, now the strikeout is crucial.
Nice pick there by Guzman. He'll tag the bag. A run is going to score, but they get a big out at first base. Eaton will score, and the Diamondbacks are on the board. It's now 2-1. What a snag right there by Guzman.
The second time around for Jason Kubel against Andrew Werner. Pinpoint control away. There's the double steal. Okay, now I'm going to try to go for the strikeout. He fell behind. And a good pick right there in between hop from Guzman. No, get the out there, big boy. There you go. Still plenty of baseball left.
Goldschmidt takes a strike. Effective changeup.
I really like this kid, Goldschmidt.
Pretty well rounded. And by that, he can hit, he can play the field, and he's pretty quick.
Yeah. Did you see that 88-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle of the plate? Did you see his reaction? He was definitely looking something off speed. The off-speed pitch is in the back of his mind, the changeup.
Now, you as a pitcher, you see that. Are you going to shake to something because you know that it's in the back of his mind?
I'm going to go with my strength. You might want to shake because then a lot of hitters think, okay, maybe he's going to go back to the fastball. Or maybe, then you put him in a bind. You get him thinking by shaking. That's a good point.
2-2.
You might shake just to shake. I remember doing that, knowing that very well I'm going to throw a fastball or a slider or a changeup, whatever the case may be. Even before the catcher puts down the sign, just kind of shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
Thank you, Casey.
Yep.
Should have brought the sunshine band along. A little more sunshine out here today.
Everybody can use a little more sunshine.
Of course. On a cloudy day.
Smoky.
Just outside. Almost went to Euchre there, but decided not to.
Well, he had him 0-2. Now it's a full count, 3-2. You have to think changeup here, don't you? Off speed with first base open.
It's been an effective pitch. just outside with that changeup. Ball 4, first and third. Darren Balsley quickly out of the dugout for a visit.
Okay, now you don't need the strikeout here. Just a ground ball will do just fine. But righty Justin Upton coming up to the plate. We documented what he did last night.
4 hits, including that long home run yesterday. Fans, subscribe to MLB.tv today. You can take advantage of new low pricing and see every remaining Padres out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Padres.com to order. Get all the details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. So the conference over. And Warner struggling here in this third inning with 24 pitches to this point. Nearing 60 for the game. To the slider that time. Woody Black making that nonchalant play there in the first base dugout of that slow roller down the steps.
Looking over his lineup card. Always thinking ahead.
Just off the end of the bat.
Buddy kind of protecting himself there, then placing it up on the bench.
Trophy case.
Did you ever go to a game growing up at Wrigley and get a foul ball or a home run ball?
You know, I got one ball.
Who hit it? I know you know who hit it.
I know who hit it. It was 1977. Bruce Sutter was pitching. Willie Crawford, a pinch hitter.
Really?
Yeah, for the Cardinals at that point. Way late in his career.
He caught a split finger.
Splitty? Yeah, actually, I didn't. Here's what happened. It was awesome. I was there with my granddad, and it was late in the game. And the ball went into the bullpen. We were sitting right by the bullpen, and he yelled at the pitching coach or the bullpen coach. All of a sudden, wanted my glove. I'm like, I'm not going to give you my glove. My granddad said, "Give him the glove." Glove goes over the wall, comes back with a, at that point, Spalding baseball.
Really?
Yeah. Still have it. How about you?
Never went to a lot of games as a kid, but never walked out of the ballpark with a souvenir. Never got a foul ball.
Those guys on those cameras, especially on the terrace level, they got to be worried about those foul balls all the time. Strike 3 call. Nice job there by Warner to pitch out of difficulty and giving up just the 1 run. 2-1 Padres at the bottom of the third. Sequan Casino. Sequan's delicious all-you-can-eat surf and turf buffet with prime rib, crab legs, and over 100 selections is only $20.95. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit Lexus.com. Well, still warming up and a little humid out there. Good time to go to the beach. But if you're not going to go to the beach, we invite you to stick with us here throughout the rest of this big league ball game. We got our own little beach out there.
Sure, a little excavating going on out there, building or burying some stuff, just having fun in the sand.
It's a great feature in this ballpark.
I'm going to go out there with a metal detector one of these days. Just throw all those kids right off. What's that old man doing with a metal detector?
Make sure you have the sandals and the black socks going. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do, though. Here's what I'll do. I'll go out there early when nobody's out there and then plant like a bar of gold and just go beep, 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 beep. And then, oh, what's this? Oh, sorry about it. See you guys. Have a good day. What'd you guys get? Oh, plastic car?
Rolled out to short. And Denorfia 0 for 2.
I got a bar of gold.
It did like a candy bar better than a bar of gold anyway. Here comes Logan Forsythe to the plate. One of the big bright spots for the Padres last night.
Love this kid. Short, quick to the baseball. He's got pop. He uses the whole field. He can run. He's good defensively. He doesn't let his mistakes affect him later in a game. I think that's one of the biggest things to appreciate about Logan. He doesn't hang his head. He knows he's going to make mistakes. Everybody does. He just keep on keeping on.
You and Tony were discussing it a little bit yesterday with Forsythe, and it sounds ridiculous for us to sit here and say, hey, he's a baseball player. Well, duh, he's playing baseball. But there's a difference between a guy that is athletic playing baseball as opposed to a baseball guy that knows what he's supposed to do with the ball and what he's supposed to do at the plate. And he's a baseball player.
Yeah. Deion Sanders was an athlete.
Correct.
Playing baseball. Robin Yount was a ball player.
Correct.
Is that the best way to
That's a good way to do it, yeah. There's a lot of gifted athletes. That one's skied to right. Long run for Upton. And he'll make the catch for out number 2. 2-1 Padres here in the third, and join the Padres for U.S. Air Force Appreciation Day, presented by USAA, coming up Sunday, September 16th. Enjoy a pregame ceremony before the Padres take on the Rockies at 1:05. And following the game, kids 14 and younger invited down on the field to run the bases. But that's 14 and younger, so don't try it. Get your tickets now, Padres.com or 619-795-5555. That'd be a cool thing. Marine recruits joining us here at the ballpark today. And Chase Headley takes a strike. The chase to 100, runs batted in, stands at 98. Good for second place in the National League, behind Ryan Braun of the Milwaukee Brewers. That was as play started today.
That kid's a Headley fan. He's ready. He's got his glove ready to go for a foul ball. You see the Fox tracks brought to you our good friends at Southland Technology, going away, keeping the ball away. Corbin is to Headley. It's good company there.
Yeah, Headley not content with just the August Player of the Month award. Maybe try for September, leading all of Major League Baseball with 15 runs batted in here, but he'll strike out there and end the Padres' third. 2-1. Padres lead after 3. Top of inning number 4 here at Petco Park. Military Family Appreciation Day here at the ball yard today. Welcome all those families. Time now for our AT&T trivia question. Justin Upton is tied with what other opponent for most career home runs, which happen to be 9, here at Petco Park? Ponder that one, and we'll answer it for you shortly.
You know, with a question like that, you would have to think it's a player within the division, right? I'm wondering if this is kind of a trick question. Is it somebody out of the division? Because you know the first guy comes to mind?
Who's that?
Chipper Jones.
Okay. Different guy came to my mind.
Who? You can say it, because I don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer either. Andrew Jones came to my mind.
Okay. Well, Mark Sweeney is down by the Padre dugout. Mark, honestly, do you know the answer to that?
I don't know the answer. I'm going Todd Helton.
Another good call.
All right. Stay tuned. Nice tie, by the way, Mark.
Nice tie for you guys. Well, thank you very much.
Hey, is it humid down there?
No, it's not that bad.
Really?
Cloud cover.
Yeah.
It's about to, though. Haven't seen any animals out in the outfield.
And a strike.
I actually did see an orangutan during our instructional pregame, though.
Yeah.
It got hot, didn't it?
It sure. Yeah. Bad day to wear a dark blue shirt.
I missed the memo on the blue shirts today.
Milk was a bad choice.
You look great, Andy. Nice tie.
Hey, thanks. That fastball a good choice from Warner, and it's out number 1.
Boy, strikeout number 5 for the lefty going up the ladder to Miguel Montero, who singled his first time up, well behind that fastball. Mark Sweeney, you have to love the tempo of Andrew Warner out there on the mound.
I do, and we always talk about his confidence and composure. He just looks very comfortable. I love the tempo because he always stays around the rubber, even when they're throwing it around after and out. That's what I love about it. Just has a good pacing.
That's when we were talking about the fact that he was in independent ball just a couple of years ago, and now a good story about a kid that's making the most of an opportunity given to him.
Yeah, Andy, it's all about opportunities, and if you have that, similar chance, and there's minimal chances for a guy like Andrew Warner, but when you have that, you got to jump on it, and he is. He's really excelling in his opportunity.
He's been a quick study, working very closely with John Baker or his first 4 starts.
You know, Mark makes a great point because, you know, the number 1 pick, they're going to get tons of opportunities, right? Because he's the number 1 pick. Well, Andrew Warner is going to get more opportunities because making pitches like this, change-ups, down and away, and getting his 6th strikeout in the afternoon.
He's approaching his season/career high, which was 8 in his last start against the Dodgers.
I love that shot right there from right center field from the stands.
From the eyes of Kristen Orfia.
You know, guys, going on Andrew Warner also, just understanding too, now with the 4th start, they have seen enough tape to really go through what he has in full complement. Before, you'd say, you know what, they don't really know him now. Now tape gets around, tendencies get around, and that's the impressive thing. He continues to keep going.
Popped him up. Guzman will give way to Forsythe, and easy 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Warner. 2-1, Padres lead. Great Sunday tradition here at Petco Park as Quentin will roll that one out to second. And out number 1. And those Marines being saluted by the fans here at both ball clubs. All right, let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Justin Upton is tied with what other opponent for most career home runs? 9 at Petco Park. The answer.
Oh,
Andrew
Major.
Jones.
You knew the answer.
I did not know the answer. That was a guess.
Pants on fire.
It's a very educated guess.
You guys had, you started with Chipper Jones, and I'm thinking, no, it was Andrew Jones. I remember he hit a bunch of long home runs here.
Yeah.
Todd Helton on the list. Chris Young and Mark Reynolds. One of their days, Reynolds with the Diamondbacks.
So
the Orioles.
It was. I was right though when I was talking. Well, he was with the Dodgers too. That's right. Came up with the Braves, went to the Dodgers. I was thinking more out of division. But he had a few here with the Braves too.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he is tied with Russell Brandon for the second longest home run in this ballpark. On July 15th of 06, Andrew Jones hit one 453 feet. Adrian Gonzalez with a home run to dead center up against the little walkway out there beyond the beach. That was the number 1 with 458. That came in 2009. But Andrew Jones, I just remembered that he hit a lot of long home runs here.
Hey, if I'm going to give up a long ball, I want it to be a big one.
Yeah, get your money's worth, right?
I don't want it to be a wall scraper.
You want that one to be a 2-movie flight. But thankfully, I really think that the mystique of this ballpark with all the talk that had gone on, especially about bringing the fences in, you're not hearing a lot about that now. I mean, guys that are hitting the ball here because they're squirting it up and hitting it well.
Yeah,
that was a base hit to center field. Jesus Guzman is on again.
I say leave them right where they're at. That's just one man's opinion. Mark Sweeney, what do you think?
Well, I think one thing that I always say as a visiting player coming in for 3 games, maybe 4 games, you don't worry about that. From the home side, it really does mentally get into it, and you have to have that particular player. If you're going to play the fences the way they are, you got to have a different style team that plays here. So it can't be home run hitting guys. Yes, right-handed power works here. Left-handed power doesn't work here too much.
You're not hearing it as much, are you? I mean, down in that clubhouse.
Well, I think, Andy, they feel very confident the way they're playing, but they also understand, too, that, they have to get off of trying to hit a home run here. Yes, Chase Headley's done a nice job, but you see the home run numbers and the totals. They're not very good for a team aspect, but they're doing a nice job winning ball games. That's the most important thing.
Amen to that. Here's Maben. Drove in the Padres' first run with a double back in the second inning. Headley has had himself a breakout season.
Well, winning takes care of a lot of things, huh?
It
as
sure
far
does.
As talk regarding whether it's negative or.
That's why that old debate rages on about chemistry. Does winning create chemistry, or does chemistry create winning?
I know that one thing. Chemistry is a tough class.
Yes, it is. I had a hard time with it in high school.
That's a fair ball.
And this could end up being a double play, and it will be. And that's the inning. Laz Diaz pointed to fair territory, and they get the 2-6-3 double play. 2-1 Padres. Live here at Petco Park, final game of this 3-game series, and a kind of a strange play to end the bottom of the fourth.
You know, this ball's topped at the plate. It doesn't hit Cameron Maben, and it comes to a dead stop right out in front of home plate. Montero throws to second base for the force out. That's the old 2-6-3 double play.
Jesus Guzman having a laugh at the expense of one of his teammates. Well, so hard, doesn't want anybody else to see it.
You know what, guys, that's when you know things are going well, because you go back to the dugout, and usually the comment comes out, hey, it's not travel on the left. And that's just having fun with the guys, but that's when you're playing good, solid baseball. I make a good point of that in a sense of they're going to have fun with the situations. Before April, May, they weren't having fun with those situations.
You know, one of my favorite lines is, I think it happened to Phil Nevin. He did something, you know, he had a big swing all the time. And he topped one, and it just perfectly went out in front of home plate. And the catcher got it and threw him out of first base. And Matt Vasgersian was doing play-by-play. He goes, and Nevin grounds out to the catcher.
That's pretty good. Back with you tomorrow as this homestand continues against the St. Louis Cardinals. Jaime Garcia, 4-6. Against Eric Stoltz. Left-hander has been doing a great job. 5-2 and a 2.35 ERA. We'll have our pregame coverage. Padres Live, the pregame show at 6, and then the ball game a little after 7 tomorrow night. 9-game homestand. Inside. I'm not going to laugh at that Cameron Maben swing there, because that reminds me of my tee shot off of number 1 usually all the time with all the eyes on you.
You know what that means, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I do know what that means.
If you don't get it past the lady tees.
There's a ground out again. A couple of grounders to the second baseman. I mentioned the Cardinals coming to town. Told you about Garcia and Stoltz Tuesday night. Adam Wainwright against Edinson Volquez, pushed back because of that blister. And then Kyle Loesch going against the brand new Papa, Clayton Richard. That'll be on Wednesday afternoon. So we hope you'll join us. We're on Fox Sports San Diego. On a strike, fired Aaron Hill.
Hey, it's Military Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
And probably nobody more proud than Laz Diaz. Prior to his professional umpiring career, served in the Marine Corps Reserves. Laz Diaz. So we thank him for his military service. And he's a fine umpire as well.
3 groundouts to Logan Forsythe. Military Family Appreciation Day here at Petco Park. 2-1 Padres. Well, you mentioned that Laz Diaz was a Marine reservist. We want to wish the best to our own Director of Military Affairs, Michael Berenson, who is deploying with other Marine reservists overseas. He'll return in August of 2013. He reports to Sarah Farnsworth here with the Padres, and his position is going to be held on to him for his return.
Nice.
To the Padres, and everybody here in the organization very proud of Michael and wish him the best. The story goes on to tell us that his 90-year-old granddad also served in the Marine Corps, and he came to visit before the deployment. So a big family of Marine service, the Berensons. So good luck.
You know, Andy and Mark, you know, going around the major leagues and understanding, too, what San Diego does to the military and honoring them. You're seeing more and more of the other teams when we go visit them on the road doing that as well, going through the military. Nothing like San Diego, but it's good to see them recognizing the military all throughout baseball.
You know, it's cool to see here at this ballpark, especially on Sunday, guys, and when, you know, the other team will come out of the dugout and we'll kind of look up into that right field upper deck and really get into it. I mean, for just, you know, for that brief moment, I know it sounds kind of cliche. It's just everybody's on the same team, you know. Rito hustling and beats out the play.
Good hustle by Andy Perino. Hitting that 5.5 hole, and the race is on. John McDonald had an arm, but it wasn't good enough to get Perino. That was close.
Very close.
Mark Sweeney, you're closest to the action. What do you think?
Yeah, it looked like he had him, and usually that call is made on the defender's part because such a nice play. Looking at John McDonald today, you understand why they always talk about his glove.
After that last look, I think the Padres may have gotten a nice little gift here on a Sunday afternoon. I'll see if they can take advantage.
Great play by McDonald.
Absolutely right. So Perino with some speed on the base paths. Let's take a look, another look at it.
Oh, yeah. You can't get much closer than that, but he's clearly out. You know what that is for the Diamondbacks? A big league hang with them.
Throw to first.
You know, guys, just watching the Arizona Diamondbacks for the last 2 or 3 series, you can see that they're really looking to try to control the running game. I think this goes into the fact that when you have young pitchers, they're going to make mistakes. So Padre hitters really need to look for those mistake pitches, middle of the zone, especially in these situations.
Way upstairs. I know there's a couple pitches before that. I think this goes to what you're saying, Swings, that Corbin went to that slide step.
And it does. I mean, they're modifying it, which is great, but you still have to concentrate on getting outs and making pitches. And young pitchers tend to, and you know this, Mark, so many of them concentrate so much on the running game and not having somebody steal on them, and they make mistakes over the middle of the plate.
Right, and if you use that slide step, you better make darn sure that you get the ball down, because there's a lot of pitchers that when they use the slide step, they're not quick enough to get up top and work downhill, so they will elevate some pitches, and that's when they get hurt.
Count evens at 2-2 here on John Baker. Full count, 3-2. Not just the slide step, I guess. You know, the varying of that delivery towards home plate. That was a long set by Corbin. Into center. Eaton started in. Now racing back, reaching back, makes the catch. Perino has to tag second base again and hustle back to first, and they're going to double him up.
Oh, my.
Unbelievable play by Adam Eaton in center field. Not only to get to it, but make that throw.
I could not believe what I just saw. I saw Eaton catch that ball, and okay, he threw it back into the diamond, and about halfway this ball was in the air. I'm thinking, my goodness, he's going to get doubled up. Look at this throw. Right about there, I said, oh my gosh, he's going to get him. You have got to be kidding me. That is a hose. Andy touches, retouches. And Dave Roberts telling him, hey, got to get down. And I think even Dave Roberts is dumbfounded there.
Yeah, Perino had that little issue with the bag at second. Having to retouch. If you pass the bag, you have to retouch second base on the way back. He got caught up for just a little bit of a split second. And that was the difference in that play. But that was a cannon.
Well, most times, Andy, when you get to that second base spot, you're right. You have to retouch that if you go past second base. But you really have to take those 2 hard steps coming back and get your momentum going. And that's the hard thing. It looked like Andy Perino didn't have a lot of momentum. And then he realized it was a great throw because you look at the first base coach.
First of all, to make the catch was something else.
And this is on the fly.
And Werner is down on strikes. So a good beginning, but it goes down the drain. It's a 2-1 Padres lead. Quentin, he doubled also in that frame. Andy Perino lifting the sacrifice fly to left, and that would get Jesus Guzman home. Diamondbacks got their run on a fielder's choice ground. A nice pick there by Guzman on Kubel, but a run is in as Eaton crossed home plate. And speaking of Eaton, an amazing double play, not only to get to this ball, but to have the presence to right himself and make a strong is not even a good adjective. I mean, that was an amazing throw to get Perino, who got a little caught up around the bag at second, trying to get back to first base, and was doubled up.
You know, his first time to second base, he didn't even have to touch second base. He never touched it the first time.
I think he got a little confused whether you actually got past the bag and whether or not to retouch, but Eaton.
Regardless, what a great play by Adam Eaton.
I didn't think he was going to get to it, first of all. I mean, that ball started to sail over his head. He made that first initial move in and then recovered. And then just threw a perfect strike on the line from deep left center field.
You know, we've seen some great plays by Rick Ankiel. I mean, that's that's Rick Ankiel like.
I agree with you. So here is Kubel. As we just showed you, drove in the only run for Arizona to this point, and takes the curve.
I love seeing arms like that, you know, regardless of who they play for.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into the discussion the other day. I can't remember who I was talking to, but everyone growing up,
Dave Parker.
Well, the guys in right field always had the great arm. Guerrero, Clemente.
Because it's the farthest to throw to third base.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Parker, Dawson. I mean, those guys, you could name them because you just knew that they were going to, you couldn't run on them. On the overshift, that is going to be Perino on the second base side of the bag to throw out Kubel. 6-3 on the putout. And one away, a 2-1 lead for the Padres. And season ticket holders, renew your season tickets and you can be a part of the 2013 San Diego Padres Baseball Club membership. Choose the membership and the ticket plan that fits your specific needs and enjoy exclusive events and discounts all year long. Visit Padres.com/membership and you can become an official member, and you can do that right this very moment. Join us here at beautiful Petco Park. All throughout the 2013 season. And still some baseball left to be played here in the 2012 season as well. Some division teams coming in. Padres will certainly have their stamp on what goes on in this National League West. Still some time against the Giants and the Dodgers. So don't miss those games either.
Yeah, you got the Redbirds coming to town tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then, like you said, Andy, it's the rest of the way in the division with the exception of the last three in the Brew City against the Milwaukee Brewers.
Just off the end of the bat there by Goldschmidt. Exciting time to be a sports fan. You've got the races heating up here in the big leagues. Boy, there's a deal going on at the Mexican Cafe out there.
Yeah.
Beats the chow line, huh? Good food out there.
Yeah. Great food here at Petco.
Is slicing and going foul.
Notice the way they're all standing, hands behind their back.
Nice and orderly.
Yep. Hi, girls. Enjoy the game.
And Drew Warner. 6 strikeouts in the game. Curveball got away a bit.
Maybe tried to overthrow that one just a little bit.
Goldschmidt, a ground out and a walk. Again outside. Full count on Goldschmidt. Padres will see these guys again next week in Phoenix. That's the way it should be, though. Play your division in September.
I agree. Totally agree.
That's the way it needs to be.
Is that the way it's going to happen next year? Is it's going to be 15-15? As that gentleman made a nice catch. Nicely done.
Perino waits for the second hop. Goldschmidt hustling, and a nice stretch on the other end there by Guzman. And Goldschmidt is retired, 2 away. I'm not sure how that's going to go next year, but you know, as a baseball fan, I'm sure everybody would like to see the races decided by head-to-head competition within your own division. I think those guys agree with me.
Of course they do.
So 2 outs, and here's Upton. Curveball breaking nicely.
Hey, don't look now, but Andrew Warner working in his 6th inning, holding the Diamondbacks to 3 hits and a run as we got some action. Brad Brock heating up in the Padre pen.
And Perino set to handle all 3 assists here in this inning.
He just tied a National League record.
Held by many. 2-1 Padres.
2-1 Padres over the Diamondbacks. We go to the bottom of the 6th on a beautiful day here at Petco Park. And just a reminder, next weekend, a week from today, September 16th, when the Rockies visit, it's Lucha Libre Day right here at Petco Park. Come to the park at the park for a special meet and greet and autograph session with El Hijo del Santo. It's going to be awesome. The Blue Demon's going to be there from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Get your tickets now at Padres.com. Those guys would have no chance against Mazer. Or get on the horn, call 619-795-5555. A great day at the ballpark.
Lucha Libre.
You know who's really into that is Eddie Ortega and Juan Avila.
Oh, yeah.
The Spanish voice of Los Padres.
The Lucha Libre. Well, here's Denorfia. He'll lead off in the Padres half of the 6th inning. Top of the order, Denorfia, Forsythe, and Headley against Patrick Corbin. The man they call Dino is looking to extend a 9-game hitting streak. He is 0 for 2. Average at 295. 1-1. Just fouled on the third base side.
Corbin is doing a good job as far as the pitch count is concerned. The next toss will be number 63. Yeah, if you can average around 10 pitches an inning. He's over that average, but still doing well in that department.
Logan Forsythe on deck. Oh, good pitch right there. I saw on the pregame show today that Logan Forsythe, Yonder Rolando got to swim with the Dolphins at SeaWorld the other day.
That's great. Have you ever done that?
I've never done that.
That's awesome.
Deep drive to left field. Kubel chasing back. He looks up, and this one is going to go. It's a home run for Denorfia. His 7th of the year. And the Padre lead is now 3-1.
Full count for Chris Denorfia. And Chris, if I were in your shoes, I'd be leaving. What a great idea. Elevated breaking ball, it looked like. Get those hands back, front foot down, throw the head. And another point for San Diego.
So here is Logan Forsythe.
That was your guy, huh? Pick the stick.
I don't like to brag about those things, but yeah.
That was one of our keys to the game as well.
So a 10-game hitting streak now for Denorfia. This continues to torment Arizona Diamondbacks pitching. And Forsythe has a base hit. His first of the game. And Mudcat on the board.
Yeah. I need all the help I can get. Had him 0-2. Charles Nagy, the pitching coach for the Diamondbacks, on the horn down in the bullpen, and they've got some action. Matt Albers looks like he's got the call, and he'll get loose.
So now Charles Nagy will come out and allow Albers to get loose.
Yeah, because he just got up. We saw Nagy go to the phone. So he will rapid fire down in that bullpen.
So what are these conversations like here? You're the starter. I mean, you're not. You give up a home run. You've only given up 6 hits. You're in the game, still 3-1. What's the pitching coach telling you?
Could be a breather. Just say, hey, time to kind of calm down a little bit. Just give your pitcher a breather. Or it might be, hey, Headley 0 for 2 tonight. Remember, you struck him out last time on this pitch. Let's keep aware of that. Hey, it looks like this pitch might be working for you. Hey, let's start him off with an off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Let's start him off with a fastball down the way. Could be first pitch selection as well.
All good information.
Might be, hey, you know, Headley likes to take the first pitch, get ahead.
Swinging. And into right. Up and again, fighting the sun will make the catch.
And you know, that was a first pitch changeup, so off speed early.
So Headley 0 for 3. Carlos Quentin will come up. He scored the first Padres run back in the 2nd inning. Missed the last couple of games with that right knee irritation, but back in there today. His double got things started in the 2nd. As Logan Forsythe will take his lead off of first base, and Corbin will check on him. Padres trying to figure out how to beat the Diamondbacks here in this ballpark. They've gone 6-0 at Chase Field, but just 3-5 here at Petco. At first glance, when you look at the way the teams are built, obviously the Diamondbacks with some thump. 147 team home runs, and the Padres come in with 101. But the Padres use the long ball at Chase Field to beat the Diamondbacks at their own game.
Yeah, it's almost been like role reversal for the Diamondbacks this year. They've been playing on the road like it's at home, and vice versa. It's been really an odd year for Kirk Gibson and the D-backs.
The Padres have taken 9 of the first 14 games. Quentin had a good swing.
Yes, he did.
Wade Miley. Some run support yesterday. Winning his 15th game.
Back.
Check the swing, and again Carlos will point on down at first base.
Yeah.
No swing, says Tim Welke. 3-1. Under Alonso getting the batting gloves on. If they go to the right-hander, you may see Alonso come up and pinch hit for Guzman. I'm trying to manage for Buddy Black, trying to think ahead like he does, you know.
Because they might bring in Matt Albers.
Correct. Albers looks like he's ready. Forsythe was on the move. That pitch will be fouled out of play just below us. That would be a nice catch down there. Nicely done, young man.
That's awesome.
His brother was probably sitting next to him there. He sent him for some food, came back, and you know, next thing you know, the Younger guys got the baseball. That's right. Show that thing off. And again, fouled out of play. Youngster making a nice grab.
Oh, look at how fired up he is.
High fives all around. And he works the walk. Nice job there by Carlos Quentin. 2 on with 1 away. Fox Sports San Diego is your home for high school and college football all season long. From the up-and-coming high school stars to the biggest rivalries in college football. You can watch it all right here. From conference to conference, Fox Sports San Diego has you covered. College football has arrived. Catch it all season long on Fox Sports San Diego. And Kirk Gibson heading out to the mound. He will take the baseball from Patrick Corbin. New pitcher coming in. 3-1 Padres here in the 6th. Goes out, and a new pitcher coming in.
Hey, hey, hey! It's Matt Albers. Nah, nah, nah. Gonna have a good time. Hey, hey, hey! th game for the right-hander. ERA about 3.5, but opponent's batting average only 196. So it'll be a left-hander up there now. Yonder Alonso against the righty Albers.
Can only hope that Matt Albers is a frequent visitor and a frequent pitcher against the San Diego Padres. And it's 2-0. Seven homers, 47 runs batted in this season for Yonder Alonso, his first full season of Major League Baseball.
Well, there's a big gap in right center field. You can tell by the way that Albers is throwing to Alonso. You take a look here. If something, hit in this general direction there, that's extra bases. Time for the Padres to add on.
Quinn at first, and Forsythe at second.
Boy, to win this series.
Be big.
2 out of 3 from the D-backs.
Taking all the way. You
think he got the call there?
I think he may have.
A little low, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Only takes one, though.
Yeah, true. 3-1. And a left center. And Eaton is there. Big second out for the Diamondbacks here in this 6th inning.
You know, now that every ball that's hit center field when Eaton's out there, guess what's in the back of everybody's minds and into the scouting report of every team watching? You know, there are scouts in the stands, right? Yep. That's going in their report.
It's true.
There's all the scouts sitting behind home plate with the radar guns and the stopwatches, writing down every little nugget that they can find so they can pass it on.
Mm-hmm. So here's Maben, already with a run batted in. Montero will go out in front of the plate. Goes through a series of signs for the infielders. Should Maben decide to lay down a bunt. Off the plate outside.
I'm going to check my notes here. And Andy, you probably already know this, but it just occurred to me that when the last time Cameron Maben hit a home run? I'd like to see him run into one here.
It's been a while. It's been over a month. August the 2nd.
Really?
At Cincinnati against Johnny Cueto.
Thank you. You can see Albers just great pinpoint control down and away. That's where he wants to keep it. Give him right field. Nothing that he could turn on and yank down that left field line. The outfield playing him to go the other way as well.
2 on with 2 outs. Recognition of that pitch out of the hand of Albers. Carino hoping this inning continues, so he'll get a chance. If Maben can reach. Two and two here on Maben. And now it's full. Advantage, runners.
Now this is when it gets interesting. An extra base hit. That runner on first. Good chance of scoring. Even though it is Carlos Quentin.
Forsythe is at second. Quentin at first. And a full count on the batter, Cameron Maben. Padres looking to extend this lead, and Albers not ready to deliver yet. Runners will take off on this pitch. And there they go. And swing and a miss, and the inning is over. But the Padres do add on. A home run on the Diamondback killer, Chris Denorfia, his 7th of the year. Puts the Padres up 3-1 after 6.
Inning, Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz with you. Andrew Werner, young left-hander. Story of the day today, Mark.
He just puts a smile on your face. The way he's embraced this opportunity, he throws every pitch for a strike, and he really commands it on the edges. Andrew Werner is very impressive.
Not a fly out to be recorded at this point, just ground outs and punch outs. He is dealing. Andrew Werner, the story of the game, in the post-game show. We'll break that down for you. It's what we call rolling them up, all those ground balls. Our instructional today is about how to communicate in the infield when it comes to tracking down those pop-ups, why it is so important. And you'll hear from the manager, Buddy Black. Plus, we'll tour the major leagues, take a look at some of those playoff races and some of the games in progress. All your highlights and more coming up after the last out, guys.
Hey, Pomeranz. Hey, Mike. Mike, you out there still? Nice
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what was this earlier during the pregame show about getting on me regarding a Sands jacket?
Hey, I'm jacketless. Matt Albers, I think we're even.
Okay.
Yonder Alonso will stay in the game at first base after pinch hitting. And Montero takes strike 2. Just one big family, you know.
Sure.
Make sure you stick around. Post-game show. And that one high outside. 1-2.
Hey, Warner has retired 10 in a row. Going back to Justin Upton striking out to end the 3rd inning.
Popped him up. Headley over to take a look. He's got room and makes the catch. And no sooner did Mike Pomeranz talk about not giving up any fly balls. That's the first pop out for Warner here today.
Well, before the start of this inning, Andrew Warner's last 32 pitches breaks down like this: 26 strikes, 6 balls.
Wow. That's efficiency.
But good strikes. You know, there's a difference between a strike right down the middle, and then there's a difference between that and a strike on the outside corner. He's hitting his spots nicely. 81% strikes last 32 pitches before this inning.
Johnson takes a hack and misses. Heading up toward the century mark. Changeup's really, really working.
Yes, it is. Good arm action. Staying on top of it, getting good action down in the zone.
And that's a line drive base hit to left. So that snaps the string. And we'll bring John McDonald to the plate. Recording this out in the 7th inning for Andrew Warner. Now establishes a new career high in innings pitched, 6 1/3. And that will probably be it. Buddy Black coming out. Activity in the bullpen for the Padres, and the clap of the hands and the pat on the backside, and Andrew Warner getting a nice hand as he leaves this ball game. And well deserved. So a call to the bullpen here in the 7th, 3-1 Padres. the 7th inning with 1 out. Reminder for you coming up after the game on Fox Sports San Diego. Join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall. The personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week it's Juan Marichal. Boys in the Hall after the game, presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. Shadow line starting to creep in a little bit there by third base as Brad Brock will enter the game.
Well, another close one, 2-run lead, and he inherits a runner. Brad Brock has been in this situation before, and he's done a fine job this year. Opponent's only hitting 2 1/4, and a fine job by that young man, Andrew Warner. Going through this lineup, Andy, 3 times. He did a fine job.
Yeah, 4 hits. 3 walks.
Kept the ball on the ground all afternoon. I think with the exception of that pop-up in foul territory.
It's the only one. Really strike there to get ahead of John McDonald.
And another game with fewer than 2 runs allowed.
This is automatic, huh?
That's where you want to be, Brad Brock. Didn't get the call, but stay right there, big boy. Oh, he got the double barrel working. Dale Thayer on the left. Tommy Lane on the right.
Foul back near the press box. It's interesting to watch in that press box. As soon as those foul balls come back that way, the guys in the front row always close their computers.
Yeah, we've seen a few over the years get totally crushed.
A couple have gotten shattered. There's a high drive into center field. They've been with this one, and he'll get it. 2 away. Back to first base goes Chris Johnson.
Niblets. Can of corn.
Nice. So Ryan Wheeler will come up as a pinch hitter here in the 9 spot. Unfortunately for all of us, Matt Albers is done for the day. Mike Sigursky, left-hander, loosening up. Missing with the first. Wheeler did not play last night, but started at first base in the first game of the series. Had a couple of doubles and 3 runs batted in. Home run and 8 runs batted in for Wheeler this year. Drew Warner looking on, hoping that Brad Brock can just shut the door here. Good pitch.
Well, Ryan Wheeler hitting 270. 270 off right-handers this year. Not bad. And Brad Brock, you always have to counter that when the righty comes into a ball game. Lefty's hitting 266, so pretty even matchup here.
And the count also even, 2-2. Baker calling timeout before the pitch. I want to make sure they're on the same page.
Yep.
An important pitch coming up here.
Oh, how cute is that?
Ooh. That was close. There's Diaz saying too far outside, a full count, 3-2. Just got a piece of it as the runner was in motion.
You know, we saw our tracks there. The pitch prior to that one fouled back, and clearly the track says it was off the plate, a ball. So, and you know, our friends from Southland Technology, awesome in the audio and visual business. You should give them a call, Andrew. Nice talking to you. Anyway, pretty accurate, the Fox tracks. Oh, Schinberger. That was a breaking ball down and in.
They're fouling that one off his wheel.
Good call. He's got that shin guard protecting the instep of his foot. Where does this one get him? Oh, it looks like a fastball. Ooh, on the inside of that protector.
Again, the runner moves. And again, a foul. Eighth pitch of this at bat.
Wheeler's a tough little out up there, making good contact against Brock. Doing his best Luke Appling impression. Old aches and pains. He was known for fouling pitches off to try to get his pitch and then drive it for a base hit.
Another foul. That was pitch number 10. A lot of people happy in the seats, though.
Yeah. Good doing.
Got it. So strike 3, and Brad Brock keeps this a 3-1 game. Ball brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. Well, Military Family Appreciation Day. Look at the Midway here in San Diego, California, as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here at Petco Park. Some scattered clouds in the area, but a pleasant day for ball and a pleasant score to this point. Padres up by a score of 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. As we take a look at our game summary here this afternoon, Cameron Maybin got the scoring started. That RBI double down the left field side that scored Carlos Quentin in the 2nd inning. Made it a 1-0 game. Andy Perino would follow with a sacrifice fly to left field that would get Jesus Guzman home. Jason Kubel, a nice pick here by Guzman. He'll take it to the bag, but a run's going to score. And the Diamondbacks are on the board And then this tremendous double play turned by Adam Eaton in center field. Check out the arm on this guy as he doubles up Andy Marino at first base. Well, Chris Denorfia, though, added to the total with his 7th home run of the year, a solo shot leading off the 6th inning. And the Padres have a 3-1 lead, and that is exactly where we stand here heading to the bottom of inning number 7. Andrew Warner, another solid outing, 6 1/3, 3 walks and 6 strikeouts, and is in line for his 2nd big league win. We see also Denorfia with that solo home run. Not a lot of hits today. We were wondering about the ball carrying here on a warm afternoon, 77 at game time, but a lot more muggy than it's been over the last couple of days. But some good pitching has taken care of some bats. Mike Zagurski. Left-hander will come in, making his 40th appearance. High ERA at 5.29. A lot of walks. And a high opponent's batting average against. Lower third of the batting order. 7, 8, and 9. Perino, Baker, and the pitcher spot. Swing and a miss at the first one. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Zagurski. It's a good baseball name. It sounds like a better football name, doesn't it? Zagurski. It sounds tough.
That is a good name.
And to right. And a 1 away, and the Padres' 7th inning.
I'll try to do something to liven up this Sunday crowd a little bit, huh?
I know. 7th inning stretch, good. But some more action on the field. It's been a crisply played ball game. Seems to be good defense, some good pitching.
Very cute right there. Thanks for coming. There you go.
A couple of guys getting in the action back there. See a camera, they flock to it.
Everybody loves being on TV.
Waving hi to mom. Baker takes a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zagurski is 29, born in Omaha, Nebraska. Probably a big Cornhuskers fan.
Or Creighton Blue Jay.
Or Creighton Blue Jays, yeah.
Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
Went to Creighton.
Part of the Missouri Valley Conference.
He played hoops as well, you know.
Yes,
Bob Gibson was a heck of an athlete.
Heck of a pitcher when you change the rules of baseball because you're so good.
Yeah.
I think that kind of says all it needs to say.
Talking about raising the mound or lowering the mound.
Lowering the mound, right?
Yeah.
Trying to give the hitters any kind of a chance against him.
I think they should raise the mound even a little more. What do you think, Andy?
I think it's really fine where it is.
Okay.
I think it's a good competitive balance these days in baseball. You see some dominant pitchers, but
I think you're right.
I think it's pretty even. There's a walk. Monty Grandal will come up as a pinch hitter. Kirk Gibson is on his way to the mound.
So Yasmani's going to have to swap out helmets. He will ask for his helmet that protects his right ear, as he will now go around to the left side of the plate.
Taking some practice swings from the left side. As Takashi Saito will come in. Check out the Padres' upcoming schedule. Mentioned part of this 9-game homestand. The wrap up here, and then 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals. Off day here in town on Thursday. And then the weekend we'll have the Colorado Rockies. Again, don't forget on Saturday, the 15th, is Jerry Coleman Day here at the ballpark. Off day and then a travel to Phoenix to meet these Diamondbacks once again midweek, and then a weekend set against the San Francisco Giants. And again, as we mentioned, the Padres are going to have a lot to say about what happens in the National League West, especially with the top 2 teams right now. The Giants will be here again at the end of the month, and the Dodgers will be here as well.
Yeah, we got a little dance contest going on out here.
Some youngsters that attended the Mark Grant School of Dance. That kid last night really getting into it.
Yeah.
That's some good moves right there, too.
It's a good way to burn some energy before, you know, going home for the night and getting a good night's rest.
Kids will sleep well. The kid from last night, this guy was getting into it.
This guy's good.
I love the shirt that says playtime is over. He wasn't messing around.
And look at how animated he is with his face as well.
That's my favorite part of it. Oh, he was good. A lot of dancing going on here at the ballpark. Padres up 3-1. Even dancing on crutches. That's impressive. So Yasmani Grandal 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter. That one was a home run in Arizona. 2-run shot.
Fastball, breaking ball split from Takashi Saito. First pitch curveball at 75. Going off speed early with the runner on.
With a really good idea of that strike zone as a young hitter. General Manager Josh Burns was with us during the first game of this series, and we asked him about Yasmani, and he said that a little pleasantly surprised with what he's gotten so far this year. I agree with that.
And Kirk Gibson going with the percentages, because from the right side, Yasmani hitting .310. You flip him around to the left side, 253. So that's why he brought in Saito to turn him around.
Just shows you the value, too, of a switch hitter, not having to burn another player.
Absolutely.
You do have guys on the bench now with the call-ups. That'll be out of play. The 7 home runs that Grandal has hit. Pretty much even. 4 from the right side, 3 from the left. Two. Yeah, now full. That pitch hit home run that Yasmani hit at Chase Field was from this side of the plate, the left side, against David Hernandez. He was touched for a home run in game 1 of this series. Right off the bat of Chase Headley, the big one. Swing and a miss. So Grandal down on strikes, 2 away.
Usually with the righty pitcher, lefty hitter, something down and away, he misses with location. It goes to show you that the sneaky fastball from Saito, getting it by Grandal. He missed with location. He wanted that one down and away, and it leaked down and in. Still got it for the strikeout.
So here's Denorfia. Home run in the 6th leading off. Sharply foul down the first base side. Another happy youngster getting a souvenir. I used to love those plastic batting helmets.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, collect those things.
Did you have like a whole collection?
I had one from pretty much every team.
Really?
Oh, it's great. And Denorfia, hot shot to second, knocked downhill, tries to recover, and can't. Safe at first, Denorfia.
Hey, that's how rallies start. That's how big innings start. I don't know what kind of funky spin that ball had. A one hopper, two hopper, or one hopper. Any hopper, the way you look at it, tough to handle.
It's going to go as an error on Hill. Diamondbacks, the second fewest amount of errors in the National League. Only 77, now 78. Now let's see if the Padres can take advantage here with Logan Forsythe. Forsythe 1 for 3.
I'd like to see some damage done here, especially after that error. As they would say in the dugout, make it hurt, right?
Make it hurt. It always bothers me when someone says, hey, they're number 2 in the league. Who's number 1? Well, number 1's Atlanta. Has only committed 72 errors coming into this game. Don't want to leave you guessing, you know. Discussions going on there in the bullpen.
Well, you know what's unbelievable when you talk about defense? The leaders in Major League Baseball, Seattle, with only 56 miscues this year. 56.
It's amazing. Considering most teams have played 140 plus games already.
Yeah, they find themselves 16.5 games out of first place in the American League West.
Well, let's see. They've got the pitching part. They've got the defense part. I wonder what's missing. I always tell you the pitching and defense win championships. Heard that a few times. 3-1 now on Forsythe.
Seattle third in the American League with a 3.72 ERA. But the worst hitting American League team with 232.
That tells you the story right there.
Hitters count.
Ball 4, they're loaded.
You got to love that. Pass it on. And once again, the error. Now, before you blink, bases are loaded, and you got your number 3 hitter, Chase Headley, up at the plate.
Well, it sets up nicely. It would certainly be a nice bow on top of this little gift right here. A base hit, maybe to get 100 runs batted in for Chase Headley. He sits at 98, or chase to 100. But knowing Chase like we do, he would be very satisfied with working a good plate appearance here and even getting a walk. But I'm sure deep in the back of his mind, he might have 100 in his thoughts. And he'll take a strike. Baker at third. Denorfia at second. Forsythe at first. Chase Headley at the plate. Saito's pitch. Deep fly ball, right field, backing up on that upend, turning and looking, and this one is going to be gone. It's a grand slam. Chase Headley. Number 27. And 102 runs batted in. Have a season, will you?
That'll wake up this Sunday crowd. Saito got strike 1.
Third career grand slam for Headley.
Who says you can't hit him out to right field?
Not Chase Headley anymore, I'll tell you that. Quentin skies that one. Scattering in the bullpen and out of play.
He got ahead with a fastball 0-1. The second pitch, Headley. And once again, Saito misses. It's middle in. Gets those hands through nicely. And boy, did that have a nice sound to it. You talked about some kind of nice. That is so awesome.
Second grand slam this year for Headley. As mentioned, his third career grand slam. And that error. Got a good plate appearance by Logan Forsythe. As you said, pass it on.
Yeah.
That Headley fan very happy. That Headley fan even more happy.
Who had Headley today for pick the stick?
I think it was the fans.
Good for them.
I think the fans are really celebrating.
Boy, 102 runs batted in for Chase Headley.
It's his obviously first career 100 RBI season. The last guy that had 100 runs batted in around these parts was Adrian Gonzalez in 2007, an even 100. And if memory serves, which it usually does, his 30th home run and his 100th RBI came on a grand slam in game 163 that year for Adrian Gonzalez.
Wow.
Those clouds are clearing up after that grand slam. Well, we'll take that outside. It's 2-2. Two and two here on Carlos Quentin. Out full, 3-2. Saito talking to himself.
Yeah, don't you love the late action? In a close game, one swing of the bat, bang. Up by 6.
And the homer takes the Diamondbacks out of slam range. Deep drive to left field. That ball might go. It will! Back-to-back home runs for the Padres. Carlos Quentin with his 16th. (8-1) Padres. That's going to be it for Saito after that big swing.
Tell you what, you could have hung the laundry on that one. You know, I thought was nice. Carlos Quentin, after going to the dugout, circling the bases, giving a big old hug to Chase Headley. And I'm sure congratulating his teammate on that grand slam, making the score now 8-1 with the Quentin home run. Really hard holding back the smiles in that Padre dugout.
So a new pitcher coming in here. This is what you're talking about. To go back to August 30th of last year. For the last time that the Padres went back-to-back, it was Kyle Blanks and Orlando Hudson. So Headley's celebrating the grand slam and 102 runs batted in. Quentin follows with a solo shot to left. And it's 8-1. Just like that. Take a look at these swings at the plate.
Well, Headley on the grand slam. We talked about hitting mistakes. Chase knew he got it. And then Quentin, middle in again, another mistake. Saito not hitting his spots. Tell you what, you look at the Padres order, that's a nice 3-4 combination with Headley and Quentin.
Not bad at all. So Yonder Alonso will bat for the second time. Came out as a pinch hitter in the 6th. Facing Brian Shaw. And the Marines love that up there on their right field upper deck. I think the question was, do you like the home run ball? They are chanting in unison, yes, sir. I wish those guys well. Glad they're with us here today. And to left field, this one will not carry. And Kubel will make the catch. And the inning is over, but not before Chase Headley ends the chase for 100. He's got 102 runs batted in now after that grand slam. And the Padres have built an 8-1 lead. That swing right there. Well, maybe not that exact swing, but one that looked similar to that. Put the Padres up with a big-time grand slam. But Andrew Warner, he's going to get our Carl's Jr. star of the game. Another very efficient and good outing.
He kept the ball on the ground this afternoon. Only one pop-up. In the 7th inning, he was in foul territory, hitting his spots. He had the Diamondback hitters guessing this afternoon, keeping them off balance. A fine job in the big leagues for the young left-hander. Only 4 hits, 1 earned run.
So defensive changes for the Padres here. Kristen Orfia moving from right field over to left field. Taking over in right is Will Venable. And the Padres also with a new pitcher, left-hander Tommy Lane.
They've got some breathing room now, and a little sigh for Bud Black, but yet still get some outs here as the Padres have an 8-1 lead. Tommy Lane has been doing a fantastic job out of the bullpen. And what's great about games like this, Andy, is that when you go to the bullpen late, you're 6 outs away from a victory. You have a little bit of wiggle room where if you make a mistake, it's really not that big of a deal. Obviously, you don't want to have the wheels come off like it happened for the Diamondbacks in the 7th. But man, it's nice to show some late life like the Padres did there in the 7th inning.
Well, that young man having himself quite a season. Chase Headley. With that grand slam and the 4 runs batted in, Chase Headley is now the National League leader in runs batted in. 102. Ryan Braun did not have a run batted in today. Nice little feather in the cap there.
That's awesome.
And making that early bid for the Player of the Month in September.
Yeah, so now 19 RBIs, right, in the month of September. Is that correct?
15 coming in, yeah.
Math was always kind of shaky.
Mine too. I had to think about that for a minute. 15. Okay, yeah. That'd be 19.
No free passes this late in the game with an 8-1 lead. Got to go right after these guys.
Adam Eaton, 1 for 3. Still made one of the best defensive plays we've seen in a long time. A little roller out in front of the mound. This is going to be a tough play. Baker on it, throws to first, not in time.
You know, I mentioned this the other night with Eaton. Did you see how after he hits the bag, how he pulls up? I mean, that's a recipe for getting hurt. I mean, he goes full bore. I mean, he's got some great speed, and then as soon as he gets by the bag, look at it. He immediately plants. This will give you a good shot. I mean, he comes to an abrupt stop. That's got to be tough on the ankles and the knees.
Yeah. So Adam Eaton now has hit in his first 5 big league games. That is tied. Coming in, it was 4. It was tied for 4th longest by a Diamondback. The longest was a 6-game streak by Alex Cabrera, June through July of 2000. He's now tied Trent Olchin and Gerardo Parra on the Diamondbacks list. Aaron Hill, the normally sure-handed second baseman, the error that kind of opened the floodgates there.
Hey!
Nice catch.
Nice grab. Got the eye black working, huh? I like that.
This concentration.
Sinking liner.
Show the ball. Nice.
Good
Gets
job.
a catch. A little bit off the plate. Making just his 5th error of the year. Full count.
Hey, Andy, remember one of our keys was containing the big 3. Hill, Kubel, Upton, right?
And there is ball 4.
They've done a nice job. Those 3 are hitless this afternoon.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, I believe it.
All going out to that bullpen. With Kubel at the plate. Drove in the Diamondbacks run with a ground out in the 3rd. Tommy Lane could use a nice ground ball here. Gets that high strike. So the first 2 have reached against Lane in the 8th. Could not check. Man, he got him. Come back with that curveball and get out the tough lefty, and that's going to do it for Lane as Buddy Black is out of the dugout. Already has indicated he wants a pitching change.
I think Buddy Black was halfway out of the dugout as soon as he saw Kubel offering at that last pitch.
Pitch was coming toward the plate, and Buddy was out of the dugout. So it's like Brad Boxberger will be the man to come in. Well, as we pointed out to you, the chase for 100 has ended as Chase Headley has taken over the top spot of the National League in RBIs, 102. 2 better than Ryan Braun, 6 better than Jay Bruce of the Reds. Matt Holliday with 94 and Alfonso Soriano also with 94 in the National League.
Well, now it's the chase for 110, right? Taken in chunks.
I think the chase for 30 is going to start to heat up a little bit here. The 27th home run of the year for Chase Headley.
Hey, and that means good things for everybody because runners are getting on base for Chase Headley. He's driving them in, and that results in victories.
Absolutely right. So the Cardinals will be here. Cardinals hanging out of that second wild card spot behind Atlanta by a game over the Dodgers as play began. Pittsburgh still in it. Only 5 games over 500 now for the Pirates. They need 10 more wins to secure their first winning season since 1992.
You know, Andy, I look at this list here, and these two teams here, 69 victories, right?
Correct.
Well, the Padres only 4 wins behind that 69 with 65 going into
the
today.
picture, but the only problem with that, and I know it's nice to talk about, and it's a nice feather in the cap of these young guys, the way they've been playing since the All-Star break. And while the games are only 4, there's a lot of teams to climb over.
Absolutely.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the real tough deal about it. But you know, as we pointed out, each of these games, like a playoff game for this team, they want to win them all. And forget about calling them spoilers, because nobody in that clubhouse or dugout wants to hear that word. They take kind of offense to it a little bit, because they just see it as another team being that's presented against them here. They want to take care of their own business.
Yeah, spoilers are something you put in your car.
Exactly. Spoilers are when you look at Twitter and something that's happening in the East Coast and you already know by the time you watch it in the West. That's a spoiler. That's
a good way of putting it.
Usually some of those people are kind enough to say spoiler alert and you don't look at it. You know? So here's Goldschmidt. Boxberger firing a first pitch strike. Another strike. Tough pitch.
Yeah, you can see why Boxberger could be tough to hit. Throws across his body. It kind of comes at you at a sidewinding angle. Not so much with the arm angle, but with his body. And tough to pick up that baseball, I would imagine. A little deception in that delivery.
Right down the middle. 3 pitches.
Uno, dos, adios.
So 2 outs.
Fastball outside corner. Shows the name and number. Throws across his body a little bit. That's a power delivery right there.
So Upton 0 for 3. Another strike from Brad Boxberger. 4 pitches, 4 strikes. So 4 of those hits for Upton in yesterday's game, including that long home run to center. It's a strike machine. Upton disagreeing with that call. He's down 0-2. Fouled out of play. But again, right in the strike zone. It goes back to that point Darren Balsey was talking about after the games in Los Angeles, where guys come out of the pen without that fear of having to be demoted and just are starting to just beat themselves again. Starting to throw the ball.
Hey,
First one out of the strike zone for Boxberger. And it's 1-2 on Upton. Marino with it. Flip to second. They go the short way for the force. Diamondbacks 0 for 15 with runners in scoring position here in this series. Number 8. Well, you pick the uniform. Now watch your game. Verizon presents 90s Night on Friday, September 14th. Watch the Padres wear their 97 pinstripe uniforms. They'll take on the Rockies. Get here early. A 90s themed party starting at 5 o'clock. And after the game, the oohs and the ahs of the post-game fireworks show. Your tickets available right now at Padres.com. 619-795-5555.
Not one of my favorite decades as far as music is concerned.
Yeah, I'm kind of more with you on the 80s. 70s good. 80s good. 90s, eh. I think I'm getting old.
It does.
Well, one thing I know for sure is you'll always be older than me.
Ouch.
Cameron Maben puts a hurt on that ball into center field for a base hit. Kind of feel bad saying that to you now.
Why? You know me. Come on.
This was, you
don't have to apologize.
Kind of a cheap shot.
No. Come on.
It's the truth, but it was a cheap shot. So Maben with his second hit today. And Andy Perino hit the bat from the left side today. So that 7th inning, a whole bunch of fun as the Padres scored 5 unearned runs. Capped off with a back-to-back home run situation. Chase Headley, a grand slam. Carlos Quentin, solo shot. And it was once a 3-1 game, is now 8-1. Burgess missing outside. One and one now on Andy Perino.
You know what else is another good thought when you look ahead for this Padre team is the homestand. I mean, it's a long homestand. They're creeping right around, you know, they're 500. You'd like to see them get well above 500.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now they stand at 34 and 34. But, you know, the season is a grind, but the way they're playing, win some ball games here at home and finish up strong.
They Bass loosening up. And to kind of illustrate that point, since the 16th of July, Padres 17-7, 10 games over 500 here at this ballpark, and they're 6-1 in the home series since that day.
Since July
16th.
16th against the Houston Astros.
Yes.
Huh?
Quick flip. Not in time on the return. Fielder's choice. Navin with a hard slide. Taking out Aaron Hill. And one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Hey, check out the Fox Sports San Diego girls. Natalie, Katie, and Brittany. Update your status and follow them online as they keep you posted on what's happening in San Diego sports. It's easy. Like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. All your access is right here. It's just a click away. There you go.
John Baker fouls the first pitch out of play. Looking for a youngster to give that ball to. Nice gesture. 1-1. One and two now on John Baker.
John Baker's an interesting cat, isn't he?
I like talking to him.
Love talking to John. He's awesome.
He's a guitar player. And he carries that guitar on his back. It's like a backpack. And he's good. He's good on the old 6-string.
He's also a big fan of UFC.
Yes, he is.
He's really into that.
Bright guy from Cal.
Love the way he wears his stirrups. I mean, those are old school. That's straight George Brett stirrups. That's the way a uniform is supposed to be worn.
Mm-hmm.
I love that look. Remember the Cincinnati Reds had to all wear it like that back in the day?
Thank you guys for attending. We'll send Kubel back, but he's with it. Back to first base is Perino. Don't forget, right around the corner, Padres Live, postgame. Mike Pomeranz, Mark Sweeney.
Oh, yeah.
They are going to break this one down for you like no one else can. You'll hear from the manager, Bud Black. Some of the key players in this win, hopefully. That is all coming up next, right after the final out of this ballgame.
Yeah, there they are. Stick around for the sexy convention right there.
We call that show prep.
Yeah. Look at those guys. That's awesome. Visions of sugar plums dancing in their heads.
You know, every once in a while they misbehave out there and they have to go down for nap time. But they'll be ready to go.
Nap time. They got their little blankets out there with their juice boxes and stuff.
Alexi Amarista is a pinch hitter. Tell you what, this guy came up along with Everett Cabrera May 17th. And some life, energy was infused into this ball club.
I'll be honest with you. I remember when he was acquired from the Angels in the clubhouse. I was walking towards the door to come into the clubhouse. He was walking across the clubhouse. I thought he was a bat boy.
I can see where that would confuse you a little bit. Some bat boys in the same uniform the team was wearing that day. And obviously with him coming forward, you couldn't see the number on his back.
He is a spark plug, that's for
he
sure.
Is. Energetic, smiling, surprising pop in that bat too. And so far, wherever Buddy Black has put him on the field, defensively, he's done a nice job. Buddy Black very pleased. And a strikeout. And Amarista down on strikes. We go to the ninth. It's the Padres 8 and the Diamondbacks 1. The sun there, give me twice, and hey, Andrew Werner looking for his second big league win. If the Padres can hang on here with an 8-1 lead, that is, as Anthony Bass will come into the ball game.
An inning of work for Anthony with the 8-1 lead. Just go right after these Diamondback hitters, and 3 outs to go, and then take on the Redbirds of St. Louis flying into town. But this, you know, that's one of the things, Andy. In a game like this is an opportunity, once again, for one inning of perfect work. Go right after him, be aggressive, and have the mindset that it's 0-0.
Easy to say, probably hard to do, knowing that we've got scoreboards all around the ballpark to show 8-1. But a good way to at least try to channel that mentally. Miguel Montero, the batter. Even count, 1-1. Anthony Bass, one of those guys that came down with that shoulder inflammation and was out a lot longer than he thought he'd be out. Kind of in a no man's land. It'll fall for a single. Second hit today for Montero. I'll bring up Chris Johnson. Two for 3. He's done well in this series. He's probably one of the happiest guys in the world when that phone rang and said, hey, you're leaving Houston and the Diamondbacks are acquiring you.
Houston 5-1 winners today in Cincinnati. But still, now 44-96.
It's never good when you're eliminated, and it was still August.
It was late August, yeah.
Little slider. Actually, a big slider right there. 0-2. It's going to be an interesting deal for the Astros. Moving into it's basically a hitters league. And they go to the American League next year. They'll be in the West with the Rangers. Angels and the Mariners.
That ballpark.
And the A's. Oh, yeah. Josh Hamilton getting to play there 15 times a year, or 8 times a year, 9 times a year. Mike Trout getting to go in there a few times a year. I remember we were discussing that when we were there, just about what they're going to do. DH. They got rid of Carlos Lee. We thought maybe that would be an easy substitution. Just plug him right in there. He's got experience doing it. And tight on Johnson, 3-2. Bobby Black is. I'm not thinking about that too much. Thinking about celebrating a win here today.
Yeah.
Good line fastball there by Anthony Bass. Another one of those guys that kind of came out of nowhere last year. We never really heard his name on the radar. And got a spot start in Denver, of all places, and won his first big league game in his first start. Yeah, the first two have reached. John McDonald will come up. 8-1 Padres. 9th inning. Trying to close out this series with a victory.
You know, Darren Balsley, you saw him take out a little piece of paper in his pocket. Now they've got so much information on what the pitchers do. Obviously, they keep track. One of the things they keep track of is how many days out of the guy's been used. He's been used 3 out of 4. Guys, 1 out of 5, whatever. Keep track of that workload on those arms out of the bullpen. And really, in a situation like this is the last thing you want to see there.
Right.
Is going back out in the bullpen and have somebody else get hot. You hope that Anthony Bass can roll a ground ball here and possibly get a double play.
Right 0-2. Along those lines, too, they keep track of how many times a guy will get up and get loose, too, because those are innings.
Jimmy Jones is on it. He's got all his information down there. He's keeping a close eye on those relievers when they take their warm-ups.
Slowly rolled. Forsythe will get the man at second, and no return throw. So they get the middle guy, Chris Johnson, at second base. Down to third goes Montero. Taking over at first is McDonald. And Gerardo Parra will come up as a pinch hitter. As Dale Thayer just lightly tossing right now. Another ground ball may do it here. Highlight of the day, the Padres' 5-run 7th inning. Capped off by a grand slam home run by Chase Headley. Nice pick there by Forsythe. One play only first base as a run scores. On the ground out. And the Padre lead is now 8-2, but 2 outs. Nice play there by Forsythe.
Yeah, the runner was going on that, so no force at second base, and just playing for outs now. Let that run score, now 2 outs.
And the top for Adam Eaton. Headley now with 102 runs batted in on his 27th home run. Second grand slam this year, 3rd of his career. Carlos Quentin followed with a solo shot. And all those highlights and information coming up in the postgame show immediately following this broadcast. Again, gentlemen, thank you for your service, and thanks for coming to the ball game today. Up and in. And 1. Padres trying to move to 10-5 this season against the Diamondbacks. And there's ball 4. Baker running out. So first and second with 2 outs. And Aaron Hill at the plate.
See, even in situations like this, it doesn't rest well with the manager or the pitching coach.
Second walk of the inning here by Bass. Hill, who has been walked 3 times. And there's ball 1. Good shot of the runners there. First and second. Donald at second. Eaton at first. Popped him up. And this should do it. Perino is under it, and he's got it, and that is that. Padres get an 8-2 win and win the series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. 8-2 is your final. As we get set to send things over to Mike Pomerantz to find out what's coming up on the postgame show. Mike.
Guys, nothing like an 8-2 victory. Definitely the third series win in a row against the Diamondbacks. So we're going to talk about that. Chase Headley cracking the 100 RBI mark. More on that. You'll learn from manager Buddy Black and our instructional how to communicate in the infield during pop-ups.